Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Val at My Little Maine Cottage, and I thought I would share this little junk journal that I made. This is for a friend. Let's see, the size is approximately 4 3/4 inches high, 6 inches long, and the spine is 8 1/4 inch spine. So it's not huge, but it's got a little weight to it. It's 13.4 ounces. Weighed that on my little digital scale and it kept coming up 13.4. So got a little bit of weight, not too much though. It's got a little bit of a gator mouth going on. Not bad, but squishes down pretty good. It features a lot of cloth collage on the front, as you can tell. Of course, bits of lace on the front, bits of lace on the back. Kathy Holden fabric I used as my base. And let's see, the headbands, top and bottom. And then it's not antique fabric on the spine, it's reproduction fabric. So, and let's see, Tim Holtz picture. Gotta throw in some Tim Holtz, don't we? It's under mica. And I'll try to get it closer here. I created just a little kind of bespoke frame in cardstock with some stitching to hold that mica in place, and then some vintage photo corners that I saved from an old album. And I know I said bespoke, this is die cut, but it's really cool. It holds that in, it's pretty solid. And anyway, let's open this baby up. Vintage seam binding closure. Gotta have the seam binding. Gotta repurpose. Set that down. See if I'm in frame. Bear with me. Cloth pockets on the inside front cover. The inside of the front cover is cloth as well. And I put some Tim Holtz cloth here, and I think I coffee stained this cloth. This is what it looks like to me, but I can't always remember. I love that picture on Kathy Holden cloth, so I kind of fussy cut that out and used it for a pocket, and used a little Tim Holtz frame because those little girls were so cute. I couldn't help myself. And then this is some Tim Holtz wallpaper that I made this little label out of, and put some extra labels on that Tim Holtz paper with some washi tape and a little cloth tab. How many cloth tabs are there? I don't know, 9, 8, something like that. I think there are 9 in total, excuse me. And let's see, another pocket here with some fussy cuts. A Tim Holtz picture, which is really good to journal on. This is from 1920. It is a prescription? I think so. Looks like it. I don't think I get that filled though. I think we'll just stick that in there. And then this is some of my personally made ephemera, and I coffee stained the paper, added some extra little doodads and some fabric, bits and pieces. Really good for journaling or doodling or sketching or whatever you want to do. This is some postage stamp, vintage postage stamp, paper page, a decorative paper that I included, And let's see, this is a little pocket here. I put some lace on it. Got some bits and bobs in there, some antique pieces and some pieces that I made. More coffee stained paper. I did that last year and just put the papers out in the sun and put like a tablecloth, vinyl tablecloth over it, and yeah, came out pretty good. Some avocado dyed papers. I included a ledger with a little tab with a label off a piece of trim that I used up in this journal. So tiny, little tiny trim. Let's see, this is Pepin paper. Well, I'm not going to pull all those out. Well, all right, I'll pull them out to show you. Little pocket there, Pepin paper, and some bits and bobs in there. This is for a friend, so I hope she likes this journal. And I have a lot of botanical images that are antique that I copy and just make papers out of them with some staining. I just can't rip up the real stuff. Too precious. Here's another pocket. This has got a little collage on it. Bits and bobs in there. Got to include stuff in the pockets. Can't not leave a pocket empty. Hello. More ledger paper. I don't know the date on this ledger. It might be turn of the century, not this past century, but 1900s. And some avocado stained and coffee stained paper again. This is a printable. I can't remember where I got that printable. Anyway, I reinforce all the papers. It's like you don't want your paper cracking on you or anything. This is a copy that I made out of a piece that I have in my collection. Okay, and then here's some more of that little teeny tiny trim with little label on it. I'll show you the other side. Maybe move over a little bit. And little bits and pieces for collage. Here's another pocket. This one has, this is pretty vintage. I don't exactly know what this is, but it's pretty cool. And let's see, this is a postcard that was damaged a little bit, so I fixed that baby up. And then, I don't know the date on it, but it's for sure vintage. Probably antique. I'll stick that back down in there. Stick this back down in there. Some fussy cuts, little collage there in that pocket. Another fabric tab. This is a little fabric pocket here. And I put some pieces in here. Some antique pieces and some made up pieces in there. This has got the little Tim Holtz clip, which I shall put there. This is a little, I made a little frame out of this Tim Holtz paper and put on some little labels. I'm label crazy, and made this little envelope. Come on, Val, it's an envelope. Brain never works. The second you turn on the camera, the brain never works. But this is some German text, antique German text that I lined this envelope with, and of course did a collage on it with this moth and whatever. And what's in here? A little Tim Holtz picture. Isn't she adorable? Oh my goodness, with her teddy. You can journal on that, and journal on that one too. A couple little Tim Holtz pieces in there. I won't open up all the little envelopes and everything, but anyway, this kind of goes over here and flips in there like that. And then I have that little clip wherever it went to. It was here. Oh, here it is. Just clip that on there like that. There. that works. And some more of my botanical imagery. I put a little Tim Holtz paper clip there and put in some little, this is from a vintage book, and some trims. And this is like a tissue paper, really old tissue paper. I cannot remember the date on that, but it's turn of the previous century. And just put some little labels and things on that. This is an antique postcard from 1887. And just a printable that can be journaled on. Hear the paper? I like that sound. A lot of us like that sound, don't we? This is vintage wallpaper. And another pocket here. This came from a greeting card. And I like that little butterfly. Can be journaled on. And then this is a page that I put on a postcard that was vintage or antique. But this page came out of a flower book. And slips right into that. This, I won't put that back in till later. And this is just a paper bag, and then it's got a pocket in there. And this is some typing paper, onion skin. It's got a watermark on it if you hold it up to the light. And this is, of course, the postage stamp album. And see, how many signatures does this book have? It has 5. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. It has 5 signatures. And I made pocket there here on this paper bag. Do not let anything go to waste, that's for sure. So we're going backwards now, a little cloth collage with a label. And this is just scrapbook paper here. And this is one of my receipts that I copied. It's in my collection. I have used a lot of ephemera in the past, but certain things I do save and keep in my collection. And little labels there with a cloth tab. If you hear scratching, it's my little dog. Pay no attention. Here's a little tuck spot with some just fussy cuts and collage there. Tim Holtz fans will recognize that little journaling card. And I just made a little book of various vintage papers. Can go in there. More of that ledger. Sorry, I don't know the year. Some scrapbook paper that's been stained with coffee. I do drink coffee, but I stain with it. I don't drink the stuff I use to stain with, but anyway, here's a old vintage ledger page. This came from a shrub book, vintage shrub book, some vintage lined paper there. This is a stained coffee and avocado, both stained little pocket with some little goodies in there. And the pocket, actually, you can slip through this way too, but nothing falls out of it. It's all secure. Again, the onion skin. Oh, so this is I think it's 1902. Yes, this ledger's 1902. There, we got the date there. And let's see, going backwards. Sorry if my voice sounds funny. It's morning voice. More stained paper. This is doodle paper that I copied on. And it's nice thin paper. Here's some antique lace I put on the edge of that scrapbook paper. And See, now we know the date of that, 1902. Well, at least it was written on in 1902. Here's a little fussy cut that I used for a pocket for just different. This was old postcard. I just slip that down in there. And of course, some Tim Holtz paper here, like not a thin paper. It's a pocket here that's been collaged with antique bits and pieces, and a couple little journaling cards there. And this was Stamperia. And then I stained some coffee stain paper, but I also did a little painting on there.